Yo, it's your girl Jay. Welcome to all those that are new to my channel. Welcome back to all those that have checked out my channel before. So today, guys, I'm doing a bit of a festive thing. I said I wasn't going to do it in one of my videos, but I've changed my mind. I'm a mama. I've got 3 grown-kids. I'm going to be seeing them all over Christmas. I've got to be a bit festive. And to be honest with you, this year has been absolutely incredible for hip-hop heads like myself. It's just a relaxed video, this one. It's just going to be a very different video in the respect that it's going to be a roundup of 2025 and all the highlights, things that, you know, made me fall in love with hip hop so heavily again and made me so excited for every week and every day. There's just new music coming out. The albums alone, the posthumous albums that we had dropped this year, which were incredible, like Mobb Deep, obviously, you know, with Prodigy, without Prodigy, Big L, De La Soul, without Trugoy the Dove, Dave, you know, so it is incredible that they still release those albums, and obviously big respect to them, and they did pay them homage, and I love that. So we not only had the albums, we had the Mass Appeal drop, 7 albums this year, absolutely dope. I mean, come on, you know, they did their thing on the Legend Has It project, absolutely amazing. And then it didn't stop there. We had, like, you know, Eric Sermon with his Dynamic Duos project that dropped sort of near the end, obviously, with his volume 1, and he reckons there's going to be like 3 volumes on that. So I'm excited to see what happens in 2026 with that. We've had Incarcerations, the whole Diddy fiasco. We had deaths. We had like Young Bleed that passed away, R.I.P. I'll name a few of those as we go. We had the beefs, you know, the West Coast, East Coast revival that's been long, you know, it's a long-standing feud and, you know, back and forth, but it's just sort of the resurgence of that this year. You know, came about with Joey Badass, and, you know, and then it was going back and forth. It was Daylight and all different rappers that jumped in on it with a TDE thing as well. We had the verses. We had the No Limit Cash Money verses, which I was hooked on and I loved it this year. It's not everyone's bag, but I love the verses. You know, we had the baby dramas with Cardi B splitting up with Offset and becoming pregnant with, you know, Stefan Diggs's baby. The dramas. There was Nicki Minaj. It was going online, like, you know, taking shots at fellow artists, you know, like everyone thought she lost her damn mind. So we had all that. The OGs this year alone were dropping the best music in hip hop, I think, bar none. And it just blew. I'm sorry, but, you know, I'm not a mumble rap fan, as most people know. But I was like, I didn't even hear any of that. You know, I didn't even, it was just so overtaken with the old school style hip hop productions. You know, we had the producer, DJ, artist collabs, you know, so much has happened this year for hip hop, and it's been amazing. It's like injected a whole new energy into it and just brought it back into the fore, and just excited fans like myself. Just incredible. Then we had, you know, we had the newer artists like Coast Contra. Obviously Raz Kaz's twins were involved in that, but we had Coast Contra coming out with a bang. You know, we had like just the younger gen that were just representing like old school, like Shay Noir, doing her thing this year with the 3 album drop, you know, incredible. And look, we had people like that. Let's talk about that. The tripler albums, like Jay Electronica, he dropped his tripler. So we had some like artists that did multiple albums as well, not just one. I've spoke about on Shorts, my favourite drop was Mobb Deep this year. Obviously Clips was long awaited, all the drama around that. We had, you know, Kendrick leaking bars on that. We had Nas leaking bars on that, and it was all, you know, getting all the excitement up, ready for the Clips album to be dropped. Was incredible. I think they personally did the publicity and the hype around that perfect. So when it dropped, you know what I mean, everybody was so excited for it and just couldn't wait for it. And it sort of had that momentum with every album after that. There was like it sort of had the same style, people getting hyped up about the new drop, you know, like Clips, it was like Mobb Deep, and then, you know, De La Soul, and it's just the whole thing. It was incredible. So we, you know, kicked off the first one I heard, I'll be honest, was the Auditorium album with Common and Pete Rock, and that just sort of set the standard. Then it was like, I heard that LL Cool J was bringing out an album. Then I heard that Slick Rick was bringing out an album, and it was just non-stop. It was like drop after drop after drop. And I was just so excited. And then I heard like Ghostface, Raekwon, you know, WUTANG, just all of them. I was just like, oh my God, like Freddie Gibbs, the Alchemist was doing his thing all over the place with different artists. Just the DJs and the producers as well. Like Q-Tip was like, he's the one that did produce LL Cool J's. So all the old school producers were doing their thing on everything. And obviously the Nas DJ Premier, he's done a few. He did one with Ransom. You know, did one with Nas, obviously controversial because obviously I've mentioned before, a lot of people went in on him and didn't think it was up to the usual standard. I disagree. The more I hear it, the more I fall in love with it. And I think it was a slow burner for me. I just had to listen to it a few times before, you know, I really like that bond with the album. Now I absolutely love it. I had just off of the track there, had like I did a Leather Rose album review with Maya Lansky from Wu Syndicate, and absolutely loved that. I think the album was absolutely dope. I got my good friend and homie O'Henny Savant has just scraped it in on the end of 2025. His Lethal album, absolutely dope. You got to check that out, guys, honestly. We had the diss tracks going back and forth. We had Kendrick and Drake drama at the beginning. East Coast, West Coast beef with Joe Badass, you know, Absol, Big Sean. He did, you know, they did a Red Bull Spiral freestyle that was firing shots at Daylight, Ray Vaughan, and it went back and forth. Everyone jumped on it. I think Big Z even called out Eminem at one point. That was crazy. We had the Joyner Lucas, Skepta, obviously the British US thing that went on for a few weeks, and Skepta dropped one and Joyner dropped one, and we were just waiting with bated breath. You know, if it's taking more than a day, it was like, why is he taking so long? It was just creating a lot of excitement around it, and I loved it. There's been loads of battles. There's been loads of underground battles still raging on the UK scene as well, which I'm loving. You know, our UK lot were doing their thing. We had Dave, Little Sims. You know, we've had a good year. The UK as well. We're coming out with decent music as well. I mean, I'll be honest, I'm not as up on the UK scene as the American scene, but I know from just what I was checking out, you know, the UK doing their thing and bringing out some absolute bangers this year. We've got to mention some of the deaths, people that passed away, RIP, like Irv Gotti, Young Noble, Lil Steve, Young Bleed, Angie Stone, and D'Angelo. I know they weren't purely hip-hop, but they were involved in the hip-hop scene, so respect to them. Jay Savage, Gemini, the Gifted one. There was a few that are ones I'm not quite as up on, but the names, you know, just got to show you respect, haven't you? Maybe there's a lot were younger rappers as well, and some were getting involved in like gang culture outside of the studio. It's sad when that happens in the crossover and people get killed, and it's just it's no joke. We got Tory Lanez, who was incarcerated and released an album from prison. Fair play. You know, Max B was released from prison after a very long stretch, and he's doing music again. Mystical, everyone was like, where's Mystical at that Versus with No Limit and Cash Money? He's in prison, you know what I'm saying? So we still have got people incarcerated in the music biz. It's just, you know, it is what it is. You know, anyone else that I didn't mention that had passed away, you know, big respect and rest in peace as far as I'm concerned, because it's all a loss. You know, and all their family and friends, you know, for them, my heart goes out to them, each and every one of them. Not only that, we had like I say, the artist collabs with DJs and producers. I mean, there's just too many. There's Freddie Gibbs and The Alchemist, Boldy James, Nicholas Craven's done his thing this year. Oh my goodness, Boldy James has been on it. with a few people, roam streets, with Conductor Williams, DJ Premier and Rock Marciano, as well as Nas. You know, he's been doing the rounds, but people forget DJ Scratch playing at Asia, Hit Boy and the Alchemist. Like, there's loads. And it's just giving me like this, you know, revitalization. You know, we had Pharrell still doing his thing with clips. I mean, come on. OGs, Pete Rock, you know, that they ain't going nowhere, guys. We you know, these legends, icons, you know, people that have been there for years and years and years, we just gotta respect. It's pay some homage and respect and celebrate hip hop and the longevity that these guys have still managed to maintain and still dropping music to this day, you know, regardless of whether you think it's dope what they drop at the time or not. They've been around for a long time, and they deserve that, you know, title as OGs. I mean, that's how you earn it. Longevity is how you earn it. You know, producing damn legendary music back in the day as well. Obviously, DJ Premier is one of my favourites because I'm a Gangsta head. They were my favourite group of all times. Nas is like top notch, you know, and he's still doing it for the culture now. I mean, he doesn't stop. His talent is limitless. I saw the thing when he was doing this big casino thing as well, like employing loads of people, you know, whatever your thoughts are on gambling. He got like the license to have like a big casino and, you know, raking in some more money. And he's a businessman at the end of the day, and hats off to him. So anyway, guys, you know, this year's been amazing. Tell me what your thoughts are about this year alone as a hip-hop head. How do you feel? I mean, do you feel like we just had an amazing year? Do you feel like everything is just getting you set up for the excitement of 2026, see what's to come? You know, do you feel like, you know, your OGs have done you justice with still bringing out such damn fine music? For me, the answer is yes, and yes. I mean, I've been loving it. Started this channel off the basis of it of 2025 and how much music has been it's like a kid in a candy store I compare it to. I just have not been able to choose. Every week I've been like, damn, I've got to narrow it down because I could do 50 a week and it wouldn't touch the sides, you know what I mean? So, guys, you know, hopefully 2026 brings out some more amazing hip hop, and I really look forward to it. I hope you have the best Christmas and New Year. Merry Christmas for today, and I hope, you know, you start 2026 with a bang and all positive, all love. Let's just see what, you know, the new year brings for hip hop, and hopefully it just gets better and better and the sky's the limit. So anyway, guys, I'm rounding up my roundup of the year, and it's all peace and love from me, wherever you are worldwide, whatever time zone you're in. I hope you have an amazing Christmas, and even if you don't, I wish you the very best. You know, lots of love sent from me to you. It's not always people's best time of the year. You know, a lot of things happen for a lot of people around this time of year, so I appreciate that. But I have to do my little, you know, my festive bit that I said I wasn't going to do, but I'm doing it. I'm feeling good after the year we've had in hip-hop. It's put me in a good mood, so yeah, I'm feeling festive for once. Yeah, it's mad. Anyway, guys, I'm going to stop waffling. Put some thoughts down below what you think of this year alone. You know, what were your highlights? You know, what were your low points? What do you think now? Wasn't that good? You know, just give me some opinions, some feedback on your year, you know, hip-hop wise, on how you feel about it. And, you know, I always love hearing your feedback, and I always will engage with you where I can. Anyway, guys, I've got nothing left to say but peace out and goodwill to all men. I'm just being silly now. No, peace out. Big love to you.